what you forget a lot of the time is simplicity and just good quality materials, well executed, is everything in a van. It doesn't need to be really complicated, and I actually think that vans can be ruined by being overcomplicated. Vans are great because you can fill them with stuff. We aren't going on holiday every week. And when you're going to buy a van like this is why it's important that you take someone with you that knows what they're talking about, because this is Lewis's van, one of our mates, and it's been sat here for a couple of weeks, so I said I'd take it home, and because one thing they don't like is being sat, not being used. Everything, the brakes, everything starts to seize up. The clutch is extremely high on it, it's on its last legs. It sounds like there's either a shock or a wheel bearing. I'm getting a bit of juddering when it brakes. It's not the end of the world, you can change those parts, but it's all stuff that costs money. When they're running right, they're brilliant, these ones. It's a Mercedes, they drive like a Mercedes. They're really good. It's got a bit of work needs doing on it, but it'll come back to life. The joys of converting vans in autumn in Yorkshire.
Sweet.
There it is.
Thank you. Right, time to clean down here. The telltale signs of a work van. Look at all that. Fuck me.
So what we're doing here is any visible bits in the back here that you're going to see once we've panelled it, just getting a bit of carpet on. Vitos are unusual because they've got sliding doors on both sides, but normally what you do before you put the windows in is you would carpet it up to your cut edge and then you will put this trim over the top. So we didn't need to on this, and I forgot, so it's all good. Lovely. You're not really going to see a lot of this, so it doesn't have to be too neat. But the good thing about black carpet is I can put a joint in here on this one going down, and you won't really see it.
Yeah.
The lighter colours you do see it a bit, so if this was a lighter colour I'd probably use a big piece of carpet and stick it all on at once. Just grab me them scissors off the bench.
Yeah. Fucking beast of a pair of scissors, aren't them?
Proper job. They don't make them like this anymore. Also, this is my self-taught method. I don't know if I do it completely wrong. If you have got any suggestions of how I should be doing it, please feel free to keep them to yourself. And if you have any fluffy bits that are sort of hanging over and giving away where your joints are, if you just go over it lightly with a heat gun, it'll do, all them will disappear. Just don't do it too much because it will melt it.
Nice.
They're the hardest bits to do, wheel arches.
What we've learned from the videos though, sometimes the mistakes make good content. Yeah. I'm gonna do one of them shots, you know, where you like chuck it and it's just on. Let's try again.
So. Now you're not actually going to see a lot of this wheel arch, to be honest, but it's nice to be nice.
Nice.
There we go.
Look at that.
£10,000 please, customer.
There we go. Smooth. Oh yeah, sweet. Nice. That's mad, we're using like your finger as like a stencil.
Yeah, mostly because I can't be asked to go and get the my compass.
But that's exactly what it is really, isn't it? It's just the same thing.
Yeah. As long as you can stay in the same place. All I really need is a general shape. I'm going to smooth that out.
Right, yeah.
And that's what, if I was actually scribing onto the finished material, I'd have used a compass, I'd have done it accurately.
Yeah.
It. I'm just making a template at the minute, so now I can I can cut this and I can offer that back in and adjust it where it needs adjusting.
And then if that fits, you know that that'll fit on the other thing.
Exactly. So basically just finish the lid on this one and that's done. So, put the plug for it here, and obviously because I want the fridge to be accessible from inside and outside. So this will be when it's outside.
Yep, and you can lift it up.
And then that's inside, and then that lid will lift up and that will come up. Rated current 5 amp. Rated current at 12 volts is 5 amp. Is a red a 5? No. Is a grey a 5? Orange. That's lots in there. Cool. Nice tripod.
Good, innit?
So I asked him what flooring he wanted and he said, "Tell me what flooring I want."
Yeah, fair. At least he's honest. At least he just, you know, he's not picky.
I have bought a roll that is not big enough to do the whole van. Yeah, you only see this bit.
Yeah.
So, as a woodworker, my instincts tell me to make a template and cut around it, but people that are good at flooring don't do that. I guess I've got enough to fuck it up a little bit.
The carpenters are laughing at you from the.
The thing is, because I've been fucking carpeting at home, I know that I've definitely got 3 at home.
I mean, there's definitely one in here, isn't there? It's just where.
There he is. That's the one.
There's something so satisfying about finding things in here before you, and I will take that.
So, we're gonna be bold. Do we look right length there? Lovely.
Oh, my battery's running low.
Will you go past the camera? Yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice.
So we've just got the top to go on there, front to go on here, tops, and yeah. All right.
Whenever you're ready, yeah.
Yeah. So, where to start? Well, there's a few bits that we haven't finished on this yet, but it is 99% done. So we've still got, there's a wing mirror to go on. We've also got no handle on this side. So this is the handle at the minute. What we've got, short wheelbase, Vito, 2007, I think. Oh no, 2013. Mine was 2007. Yeah, so this came to us as just an empty panel van from our friend and #1 fan of the channel, Lewis Finney. Hello, Lewis. Yeah, he basically just let me do what I want really with it. So this sort of a system is something I've been working on for a while, which is going to be a bit modular, so able to go into any sort of small van or changeable, so it can also go in long wheelbase, extra long wheelbase. Nice open plan, nice and simple, and also not many fixtures or fittings that I haven't made. So most of the stuff you see is sort of handmade. So let's start with the usual 400 watt solar panel on the roof. It's a fairly basic electrical setup. Everything that you need and nothing more really. So we've got 260 amp hour battery, smart charger which will charge the battery from the alternator when you're running it, MPPT, solar controller. And as well, what we wanted to do was anything that you can do inside. So if you're cooking or want to access your fridge or anything, you can access from the inside. But also we wanted it to be so that you can cook and access the fridge and everything from the outside as well. So that obviously when it's not frozen solid and snowing, it's quite nice to be able to cook outside. So this drawer pulls out all the way here. This is actually going to be the outdoor cooking platform as well. This is just simple little platform that goes on the top of the drawer there, so you can still access everything, but when you want to, you've got a nice stable platform to cook on here. And then when it isn't quite so nice and you want to be able to cook inside, make a brew in the morning, we've got the kitchen unit here, which you can just pop your cooker on top there. So it's going to be one of the Kadak cookers again that Lewis is going to supply. So we haven't got that yet. We've also got the Dometic 12 volt tap. So this again, sort of following on from the ethos of the build, you don't need to fit a pump. You don't need to fit all the bits and the pipes and everything that come with sort of a fitted plumbing system, or a 12 volt plumbing system if you want. This is just a 12 volt rechargeable tap. We've just got a little charger over there, and that it's a really simple way of getting running water reliably that you haven't got to add a load of expensive parts and pumps and bits. We've also put the filler cap on to the cabinet so that we haven't got unnecessary holes in the outside of the van. Lewis was quite conscious of keeping it looking relatively incognito on the outside. He didn't want it to look like a camper van necessarily. So it kind of, when you look to the outside, it just looks like one of the travel liner ones that's got seats in the back. We've also got the water tank in here. This is the table setup. This is something that a sort of a new thing that I'm trying out. I've never really liked the table brackets you get. Again, it's another component that costs money that they can break because a lot of them have plastic brackets on. So this system, very simple, very robust. There's nothing that can really break on it, and it's also modular. You can change it for whatever your needs are. So this table is literally just a panel like that you can slip. There's a little slot for it to go down that side. When you're not using it, you can have it out like it was if you want to be working from this bench here, or if you want just a little extra worktop space, you can have it like that and keep the area nice and open. It's really robust. There's nothing there that can break. It's literally just battens underneath and it just slots into the gap. So pretty simple, but works well, I think. And also the door still opens underneath it. So this is supporting the table. You've got your tank underneath, a bit of extra storage space. A little look around here. We've got a couple of switches. So we've got the main light above the kitchen unit. Now, in my experience, a light, although it doesn't look that bright now when it's, you know, daylight outside, at night time that will be really bright inside the van. So I've just added this little plinth light, which will just give a bit of ambient light. So when you've got the bed out or you're watching, you know, TV on the iPad or something, that it's not quite as intrusive and bright, or you can't see in as much. You know, it's a bit more ambient lighting, really. Yeah, so we've just got two switches on there and a little charging point, which has got USB-C and USB 3.0, and it also just has a little voltmeter on, just to, if you want to check what volts are in your battery. So this is accessible from inside. If you want to access your fridge from inside, just got a little 28 litre fridge, I think that is, 25 litres, something like that. All your electrics are accessible down there. You've got your little fuse board. Again, it's very simple in its components. For me, it's the sort of ideal setup. Electrics should be simple in their elements. It's all serviceable parts. You know, they all have a lifespan. The simpler, the better for me. Yeah, so, and if you do want to, if you are cooking outside, got someone sat on the seat as well, you can still access this, which has still got plenty of room for, you know, extra food and stuff. You can still access your fridge from outside. This unit as well, although it has an open end on that end, it's also got a 100mm vent there, so that'll just mean that not only has it got an open end there, but it can draw a bit of air past the fridge just to keep that nice and cool and functioning as it should. And then we've just got another nice big drawer under there as well, clothes and stuff like that. So there we have, just a simple pull-out bed. Again, along with the rest of it, as simple as possible. You know, there's no fixtures or fittings on this. It just runs on a little 6mm rail either side there, and it just means that there's nothing really on that can break. The bed is massive. It's extra long. It's a double in width, and then it's extra long. I think it's about 2.4 meters, just over 2.4 meters long. So, you know, it's a nice big bed, and again, you get a nice big bed without sort of losing out on anything else, really. So yeah, then that just pops back in. So that's another thing we haven't got yet, is the upholstery. Luce is also going to get the upholstery sorted himself. So they're the last little bits, really. That's it. When I'm trying to design stuff, what you forget a lot of the time is simplicity and just good quality materials, you know, well executed, is everything in a van. It doesn't need to be really complicated, and I actually think that vans can be ruined by being overcomplicated. Too many things can go wrong, too many moving parts. Something like this is perfect because there's very little can go wrong with it. You know, after today, it'll go away and shouldn't really be coming back for, you know, snags. Oh, this is broken, that's broken, you know, this really. And that, for me, makes it a much more sustainable practice. It means, you know, that it can cost what it costs, and I haven't got to worry about it having to come back, which is lovely. You can still get a couple of mountain bikes in here, you know, and if you need to move house, you've plenty of space, you can still use it. You know, vans are great because you can fill them with stuff. Yeah. You know, that you know, we aren't going on holiday every week, but it means that, you know, all this still usable space for it. Easy as that.